Miss Diaz Palencia, have you ever been down in the underground sewer system where your father and his friends held their secret meetings?
Underground? No, never. How? Where?
A trapdoor from the dark room leads down. Mr. Diaz Palencia and his two friends were convening in a spacious cellar room those nights.
Ah, so then the three of them didn't spend the night in the airless chamber?
No, but their heads may have been spinning from the strange pseudoscience they inhaled down there. Dear Miss Diaz Palencia, well, I believe I have managed to unearth the evidence from the darkness, and now, like a djinn, it will work just for us.
Wonderful, Professor. And what is it?
A photo that proves that the sword from Mr. Alonso's palace is in the possession of Pablo Arriaga, the art dealer.
Arriaga? So he was the thief?
Either him or someone he hired. We cannot know this for sure yet. However, now that's not important. The most important thing is that Francisco be released before it's too late. And I need your help in this, miss.
My help? Well, as you know, I would do anything, dear Professor.
Right. Please take this photo to Sergeant Reollos and let him know that you have the negative. It is possible he will think that if he tears up the photo, the evidence against the dealer is lost.
Do you think the sergeant is so evil?
I am not sure, but at the same time, I don't know whether there are any agreements between him and Alonso Garcia de la Rica.
And why aren't you taking the photo, Professor?
Because it would be difficult to explain why I got involved in this case as an outsider, and also as an unknown foreigner.
I see. And you? What will you do?
You know, I have a feeling that there are still some clues to follow, some undiscovered details that I have to go after. So please, when you and Francisco are done with the police procedure, wait for me at Isabel Candelas's. I'll be with you too as soon as I am done.
As you wish, Professor.
I can't do that when Father Perez is here. I must find a way. Domingo, I'd like you to do me a favor.
Do you want to hear some old Spanish songs again?
No, it's something else this time. Could you make a phone call?
Make a phone call? Why don't you make it?
You will need your discretion.
Aha! Something mysterious. Well, in that case, you can't buy me with biscuits.
Can't I?
No. If I have to make a phone call, then I need 50 pesetas to make the call. And 50 pesetas to keep me from getting scared. And so I can wet my dumbstruck mouth. You understand, don't you, sir?
Of course, of course. Here you are, Domingo. Here's the money you've asked for.
Nice to see such a sum all at once.
And listen now. You go into the restaurant and call the police station.
Do I have to talk to Riollos? Are you crazy?
Call him using a false voice and put a handkerchief over the mouthpiece. Say you are calling from the Santa Clara Hospital in Madrid. You are a nurse, and a man by the name of Fernando asked you to call the Reverend Perez, Fernando's good friend. Insist on Riollos calling the Reverend to the phone.
I say you are even mixing the priest into things. This 100 is not such a generous offer.
I know very well that it is quite generous. But listen, once the priest is on the line, tell him Fernando is very weak and asks Father Perez to immediately send him the rosary that always gives him hope. Do you understand?
Yes, the rosary, I understand. But why?
It doesn't matter now. A nurse does not have to understand everything. And one more thing, don't do it now. In half an hour, I myself will also be in the church. I would like to witness your well-paid work.
All right. I won't cheat you. Don't worry. Then in half an hour, there will be a phone call at the police station. What a rascal you are, stranger. You've just barely arrived in the city, and you're already turning it upside down.
Watch your mouth, Domingo.
All right. It's none of my business. Bye.
Sometimes one finds the solution in the dust.
Ah, Professor, I am happy to see you again. You have asked me so many questions, and I haven't been able to ask you anything. And I'm curious, what brings you here?
Oh, Father, very kind of you to be interested. You know, I am on a world tour, the stops of which I myself don't know.
How come? I wouldn't have guessed you were leading such a bohemian life, Professor.
Well, my travels are not aimless. I am like a hound who follows a trail and doesn't exactly know where it will lead. It only sees the aim. Things have to be followed to the end. Then, of course, sometimes I feel like only a figure on a game board, not in control of my own steps.
Like all of us, Mr. Hunt. Our Lord up there...
Come, Father Perez, come quickly! You are wanted on a phone call from Madrid!
From Madrid?
Yes! Hurry up! From the Santa Clara Hospital! Someone is asking you to immediately send a rosary!
Oh, my dear God! Fernando, I'm coming, but...
Go, Father, and take that rosary. We will continue our conversation later.
See you later, Professor.
So here is the perpetual source of secret teachings. Let's have a look around. That is really interesting. Look at this. Real book rarities. What terrible times these must have been. Oh, if only Smythe could examine this roll. What kind of gadget is this? Some kind of telescope? This is really interesting. A kaleidoscope. Aha. 6 valves. Do I find different colourful pictures in each of them? Dazzling. But something tells me this kaleidoscope is more than just a kaleidoscope. No, this is only one of the solution's variations. There is another one. This is it. The lock on the gadget has released. The kaleidoscope has opened up. Let's see what the mysterious WK has hidden here for me. Just as I suspected, the fourth page from the John Gillam Codex.